starting. It shouldn't take long.
All right. Hey guys, welcome to the Host of the Hot Podcast. It is bowl season here in college football as we gearing to the bigger bowls of the week. We did have some bowls in the past 2 weeks. We had a few we're gonna go through. I might go through them later on a short on YouTube over the past results of some of the past games. But we're gonna get to it as we got a big slate tonight. Joined by here with Matt. As Jacob and Ryan out here have extracurricular activities this evening. We're a day early. We usually do this on Thursdays, but I have other obligations tomorrow. So, got me and Matt tonight. Matt, you ready to get into this, man?
Yeah, man, let's get it. My bad, I had muted it for my daughter.
Oh, you're all good. All right. We're going to start in the Holiday Bowl. ACC Pac-12 matchup. We got Louisville, 15th ranked Louisville Cardinals, 6-point favorites against the Southern Cal Trojans. 58 is the over-under. USC plus 205 on the money line. What's your thoughts on this game, Matt?
The opt-outs, like we talked about, they're crazy, Nick. I mean, yeah. Caleb's not playing. Their defense is already atrocious. Louisville, I think, still has feel like they've got to prove something after losing to Florida State in that ACC championship game. Their offense did not look great there. Take it, Florida State's got a bunch of dudes on that defense. I guess they had a bunch of dudes on that defense. Right. But Southern Cal couldn't stop a nosebleed, even when all their starters were there. The transfer portal has killed them as well. So I'm going to take Louisville to cover this game.
I'm down there with you on this game in Louisville. I think as I've been watching some of these games, it's really going to come down who's taking the game seriously. I think we talked about this earlier on some past episodes. If you're betting, obviously check the opt-outs. Also check the location of the bowl game. Because if it's in a fun town, whoever has the most fun in that town and the extracurricular activities might not necessarily show up actually on game day. You know, some Steven Garcia post-hangover vibes and stuff. But I'm going to go with Louisville also. I think Louisville's going to take this seriously. They had a pretty big year, recover for the year. And Jeff Brom's first season there. So I'm going to take the 6 point. Obviously, no Caleb Williams. That's no backup quarterback in Malachi as he's in the transfer portal. I think that's the biggest biggest headache about bowl season this year is the fact that we have all the transfer portal is addition to the bowl games, so you have a lot of opt-outs. But we're gonna keep it rolling.
I think Louisville's excited to be there more than Southern Cal is too. They had a lot higher expectations to begin the year. So Holiday Bowl, Louisville's looking forward to it. Southern Cal, I don't think is.
Oh, definitely. Especially Louisville can cap off a 10-week season. Help out going to the off season with some momentum. Can't knock it with the Cards because their schedule gets a lot tougher next year. So see what they're about. We're gonna move on to the Texas Bowl. We got Texas A&M taking on Oklahoma State, number 20 Oklahoma State. This is an SEC Big 12 matchup. Oklahoma State, 3.5-point favorites. 55 is the over/under. Texas A&M's money line is plus 148. What's your thoughts on this game, Matt?
Again, we're gonna keep sound like we're just beating the drum here. Texas A&M lost how many? How many people to the portal? Nolan was a big one. Then they lost Stewart at receiver. We could keep running through these if we wanted to, but we'd have to spend an entire show doing that. And we should have probably done that like 6 weeks ago, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think OK State has a little bit more juice here, a little bit more excited to play this one. Doesn't have quite as many opt-outs, although their quarterback situation's looking kind of weird now. I think they have 3 quarterbacks transfer, including Van Gundy's son.
Right.
Gundy's son. So I'm going to take OK State here to cover that 3.5.
I'm with you. Well, not with the spread. I'm probably going to take the under on this. Go under 55. It's kind of like you said. We're probably go through this about every game almost, just given the fact all the opt-outs. But some of the best bet, when you're unsure, go with under. I'm not saying these defenses on either side are elite, but when you're missing a lot of pieces on the offensive side of the ball, especially at quarterback, it's going to be hard to put up some points. So under 55, the number's a little too high, so I feel pretty confident. I'm going to move over to Fenway Bowl in Boston, Massachusetts. We got future ACC matchup next year. Number 24 SMU, 9.5-point favorites over Boston College. 48 is over under. BC money line is 278. What's your thoughts on the I'm struggling with Boston College Eagles? Eagles and Mustangs struggling with their mascot right now.
Yeah, they're Chandler Morris is their starting quarterback for SMU, right?
Yeah.
Or no, he was from TCU.
No,
Excuse
TCU.
me. Chandler Morris from TCU. So scratch that. 9.5's a lot. Boston College usually plays hard and stays in games, so that leaves me wanting to take them to cover the points. I do think SMU is going to try to go out and prove something against a future ACC foe. I'm going to take SMU, although I think this is very close game. But give me SMU to cover that 10, and there'll probably be a last-second score.
Mm-hmm. Catch it. Yeah, I'm down with you on that one too. I think SMU is also one of those other teams kind of disappointed in the college football committee as they chose Liberty over SMU for the New Year's Six Bowl. I think 11-2 winning the American probably should have got them in there, but Liberty was ranked. Now they're going to Boston, but I think SMU is going to try to cap the season off 12 win, take some momentum as they're about to join the ACC next year.
Absolutely. If it wasn't an ACC team, I might consider differently, but just to go against one of those future conference foes, I think they're going to try to go out and prove something.
Right, set a tone. It's all about setting the tone, man, for the off season. At least give something for the fans, cheer for. As we carry on, former Big East matchup. We got Rutgers. 2.5-point favorites against the Canes. 41.5 is the over/under. Miami money line is plus 112. What you got with the Canes and the Knights?
Again, we could opt-outs or just – every team. It's getting to be why are we even playing these bowl games? We're just going to have people, opting out every week. I guess it's a good experience for the backups.
Yeah.
But – or those freshmen that are early enrollees that actually get to practice and walk around on the field. That's probably worth it. But TBD away from Miami. I think if he was there, it'd probably be an easy call for me to take Miami. Rutgers. There's a reason Rutgers is favorite 2.5. I'm going to take Miami, though. I just think they've got too much firepower, too many guys. I know they lost, what's the receiver to Georgia?
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank. But I know they lost the receiver to Georgia. I just think they've got too many dudes, too much recruiting to not be able to take that money line.
Oh, money line. Let's go. For the Canes. I'm probably going to go with the under in this, 41.5, mainly because I'm a Florida State fan. I just don't want to see Miami be successful in anything.
I knew there was going to be some bias in there. I knew it.
Be a little bias out here. I'm betting with my heart on this one. Also, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Like you said, Tyler Van Dyke transferring out, along with Miami's top wide receiver. And Rutgers has a pretty good defense, too.
Was he the top receiver, though? I don't think he had like 300 or 400 yards.
Yeah, that's just how how limited the offense was in Miami.
Yeah, my bad.
For it. I think now this game is also in New York. So I was also thinking, like, oh, man, that cold weather could definitely mess up them South Florida boys. But I think Mario was kind of getting them right, they had good recruiting, finished the number 1 recruiting class in the ACC this year. They're going to try to take that momentum in the offseason as they move forward. We're going to keep it going. A new boat, well, it's not necessarily new. It's a new name, a new sponsor. We got the Pop-Tart Bowl. You see that trophy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The two
those
little
actually pretty
Pop-Tarts.
tasty. The little Pop Tarts in there as well. Hope they toast it. What's your favorite Pop Tart, Matt?
I'm just going to be basic. I'll be a strawberry or a brown cinnamon sugar guy.
I was blueberry chocolate.
Yeah, that makes sense for you.
To go to,
You are. Yeah, I take the popular stuff, and you're just the oddball on that one.
Gotta be a little unorthodox.
Oh yeah, hey, I understand.
Big 12 ACC matchup. K-State 2.5-point favorites over NC State. 47.5 is over under. NC State money line plus 115. What you got with the Wildcats and the Wolfpack?
Well, there's no Will Howard for Kansas State. Crazy fact is, he was talking Southern Cal transfer, which that doesn't look like it would be a perfect mate or match there, but whatever. NC State's offense has been atrocious. When they've played somebody with a pulse, I think Kansas State does have that pulse on defense. That's something Bill Snyder's always had there. Back when he was there, I know he's gone now, but that's something they've always relied on. So I'm going to take the under of 47.5.
That's a good bet. Both these defenses are pretty solid. I'm probably going to go with NC State. You know what? No, I feel like Dave. I think Dave Durr is has been kind of beating his chest a little bit. Surprisingly, going 9-3 in the ACC this year.
I just hate Dave Durr.
I mean, he can come off as a little dick, but it was hilarious when we got back to. Was it Steve? Was it Stephen A? He was talking to.
Yeah. He likes to try to clap back at everybody.
No, Steve Smith. It was Steve Smith.
Oh yeah, that's why they don't play the game in the studio.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna go with the Wolfpack, man. They didn't cap on a pretty good season. It's gonna be a pretty low score, and the under probably is the better play for that. So
hopefully they cancel this game so NC State can't get that 10th win.
Right.
Recap to last year.
Oh, what game they canceled?
The Holiday Bowl, wasn't it?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Because NC State was pissed again. They didn't get their 10 wins because of that.
10 wins. And they also had Fly there.
Yeah.
You take a little trip to San Diego, though. That's not bad.
Absolutely. He deserves everything he gets.
It's not bad luck. We're going to go over to Texas and San Antonio. We got Arizona Wildcats, 14th ranked, 3-point favorites of the Oklahoma Sooners. 59 is the over on there. Oklahoma plus 122 on the money line. Which is also on Sooners and Wildcats.
No Dylan Gabriel for Oklahoma. Quarterback, well, we'll figure that out there. Arizona's really had a great year. Came out of nowhere those last, 8 weeks?
Yep.
So I think Arizona can cover this one. I think they cover the spread. And, maybe Venables tries to figure something out there because next year doesn't look good for him either.
Yeah, right. Going to the big boys. I know. I think Oklahoma's gonna regret that move in the SEC, but I'm arguably understand why they did it, or why they had to do it. I'm gonna go with the under. I think 59 is a high number. I think Arizona's defense is really good. Oklahoma's without Dylan Gabriel, which they're familiar. He's missed some games this season, but I think the Arizona's defense is gonna kind of show up a little bit. Keep it under. I can see this game going like 24-21, potentially. Keep in line with the spread.
Yeah, definitely. But,
Watch it be like 53-51 something like
absolutely.
That. Big 12 matchup. We're going to move forward. We got your boys on the docket. 22 Clemson. 4.5-point favorites going against the Kentucky Wildcats. Over under is 44.5. Kentucky plus 162. What you got with Dabo and Mark Stoops going head to head?
The little bit I've seen of Kentucky this year has just not been impressive. I really thought Leary transferring there from NC State this past year was going to be a good good look for him because Kentucky usually can do a little bit of work with some quarterbacks, but he didn't even stay in quarterback role every week. I don't know what to get out of Kentucky. Clemson, depends on what they get. I'm really interested to see how that offensive line looks with Matt Luke. Been getting some reps in there in practices. The video I've seen, he's been getting after him. Not nearly as much as the defensive end coach for Clemson has from the Vikings. Chris Rump has been, he's yelling at him and he's trying to get him to be more aggressive. And I really think that's something that we've missed on the ends. So I think that defense can lock up Kentucky. So I think Clemson can cover that 4.5.
Let's go Tigers.
Which is unusual for me. I usually don't take it.
He doesn't. He's a Clemson fan, which is crazy. I know this year's been a little unorthodox for them compared to the past decade for him. I'll probably go ahead with Clemson, our hopefully fellow lawsuit team. I know they're missing two of their best players on defense. Jeremiah Trotter, that guy is the truth. I think he's definitely going to be deserving first-round pick. Another Jeremiah Trotter going to the league. Addition to Nate Wiggins being out. But I think Kentucky's offense is just so bad that it's not going to matter. And Clemson's pretty deep in their defense regardless. I think their offense is going to be able to do enough to put up some points, especially if they can get the run game going.
I look for Wade Woodaz to step in for where Trotter was. We used to run more of a 4-3 set, but now we're more of a 4-2 team, which didn't give Woodaz as many reps as I expected this year. And then our corners, those freshmen have really started to show up those last couple of weeks. So I think Wiggins is a loss, but I think we can recover with some of our depth.
Deep analysis, you hear it first from Host City High. Little tidbit on too. I guess the under would be also a good play. 44.5. It's supposed to rain in Jacksonville, I believe. Was Friday? Yeah, Friday. I think it's light rain, but I think they can probably focus on the run game a little more. Some missed tackles, maybe.
Yeah, that's what Clemson relies on, man. Is that run game with Shipley, Massa, man. So I don't know. They get those guys going. They might score 45. They just run every play.
That's true. Good point.
They can't.
I believe they put up some low points. I know that South Carolina Clemson game didn't look so good. It was a horrible
You would
watch.
think not, but the stats were just mind blowing. If you just look at the score, you're like, man, that's a sad game. But Clemson had 400 yards.
It's a lot of turnovers.
Or field goals. We
field
kick
goals,
40-yard field goals. So no, we'll see. I'm hoping that we turn it around.
Turn around, get 9 wins. Wouldn't hurt.
It's a sad week. Sad year for us.
We're going to move forward. We're going to go to the Sun Bowl. Notre Dame taking on Oregon State. Notre Dame 6-point favorite. Over under is 41.5. Oregon State plus 200 on the line. What you got on the Bees and the Irish?
Is Hartman playing?
Hartman is.
Google that really.
I'm looking right now. He's out.
I know. Well, you got DJ that's out. You got Hartman that's out. So you got a battle of backup quarterbacks here. It's just so tough to go into these games not knowing, what you're going to get from these backups. Oregon State has had a really good defense. This year it was kind of, middle of the Pac-12. Notre Dame stays in games, man. Doesn't matter who they play. They stay in them. They don't blow anybody out. And that was with Hartman, who I thought was going to have a heck of a lot better year at Notre Dame. This is literally a pick. I'm not the quarterback situation's just mind-boggling for both. Give me Notre Dame cover. I don't love it, so that's a low bet for me. Wouldn't put very many units on that.
I agree. This is a for listeners who are watching. Oregon State is not just missing their, I think, top 2 quarterbacks because Aiden Childs is just transferred over to Michigan
That's
State.
right. He followed coach.
Yeah, followed the coach in addition to DJ right now still in the transfer portal.
Florida
Wait for
State.
destination.
FSU. Here he comes, baby.
Might be going to FSU, I say, I guess. Might be trending that way because I think Cam Ward, the way it's sounding, he's going to might be going to the NFL. I think they're
will. I mean, unless somebody's offering me, Marvin Harrison money.
Yeah, I'm saying at least $10 million, but they're projecting him to be I think right now at the moment, late first round, early second pick. So I couldn't fault the man.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll wait and see. Give me the under on this though. I think this is going to be just defensive slugfest, 17-10 type of deal. Put the lunch in the words of Ryan, we live by the under.
Yeah, I contemplated that, but my luck, the quarterback's going to be pocket passers and just light everybody's defense.
500 yards up here.
Yeah, absolutely.
These bowl games, man, they've been unpredictable.
Yeah.
They've been wow. It's kind of good to see it, but it's like for betting, it was this sucked. Obviously. We're going to the Liberty Bowl, man, down there in Memphis, Tennessee, with some good Elvis and some good barbecue. We got Iowa State 10-point favorites over the home team Memphis. 57.5 is over under. Memphis money line plus 320. What you got in Tigers and Cyclones?
Memphis is literally pretty much playing at their home stadium.
Yeah.
Iowa State, they like to travel, but what Iowa State really likes to do is drink Busch Light. I don't know if that 10 points will be, covered, but I'm going to take Iowa State just because when they go all out. They ran one of their, what was it, 2019, 2020, they ran them out of beer in their bowl game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think it was before halftime. They were out of Busch Light. So Iowa State, I just think, is the more complete team. They play a really good defense as well. And I really do think that should be able to slow Memphis down enough for them to cover.
You're first. I'm on with you with Iowa State. Memphis has been up down, especially defense. Their defense is not good. So if it's going to be anything, if they're going to win this game, they're going to have to put up some points. Probably why the spread is at 57.5, but I don't think they're going to have enough to overcome Iowa State. Fun fact, the Rice Bowl or the Texas Bowl last night. No, it wasn't Texas Bowl. It was Texas Bowl. Some bowl game. It was Rice and Texas State, and the exact same thing happened. They ran out of beer.
It was all of the Texas State side. It was all Texas State fans. They drank their side out of beer, and then they ended up going over to the Rice side and finishing them off 5 minutes into the third quarter. They were completely out of beer.
Just turning up.
What's the beer? Probably $8-10 now in a bowl game.
Bowl game, yeah.
Yeah, they're making a killing, and they're just like you send somebody to the store. Like you got to keep bringing that in.
Oh yeah, if it's a bladder, at least someone call or something.
Oh, absolutely. You got to unload the truck.
Yeah, no, it's right down the street too, in the state of Texas. It's not gonna be a shortage of beer.
Yeah, it's just mind blowing. Those teams all those Texans are gonna be there to drink. Come on now.
Yeah, and just watching that game, there's a lot of there's big players that are in state from Texas in that game.
Yeah,
their play level, so it was a lot of people hype up for it. It was a good game too. Looking back, for it. Shout out to Texas State for winning that. All right. One of the biggest game, top 10 matchup, Cotton Bowl out there in Dallas, staying in the state of Texas. Speak up. We got Missouri coming off a pretty strong season, taking on the Buckeyes. Ohio State's 3-point favorite. 48.5 is the over on there. Missouri plus 135. Of course, one note on this is Ohio State's missing their starting quarterback as he's in the transfer portal going to Syracuse. Kyle McCord.
Yeah, give me Missouri. I mean, you'd have told me at the beginning of the year I would have taken Missouri over Ohio State. I'd probably slap myself. No Kyle McCord. I know he's, not the reason why they're number 7 in the country by any means, but it just feels like this team is checked out. This is not where they want to be. This is not where they started the season. You've got guys opting out, guys going to the NFL. Marvin Harrison Jr., I don't know if he's even decided if he's going or if they're
He's
going to
out.
bring. Oh, he did opt out finally?
Yeah, announced today.
Okay. It's been a hectic day.
Right.
So, the fact that he contemplated it, that means the NIL at Ohio State is real.
Right.
Give me Missouri covered. Just, I think they're there to prove something because nobody's believed in them. Hell, I still don't believe in them, but I'm going to take the 3 points.
Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna go with you on that. I'm done with the Tigers. Like they're. I don't know, man. They're definitely a shocker. No one expecting to win 10 wins this year. Definitely not. But I feel like Missouri's kind of like that. You never see them when they do come, when they do have a good season. It's just like, oh shit, really good this year.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere. What's the Luther? I can think of his last name. Wide receiver for them. Without Marvin Harrison Jr. being there, he's definitely be the probably biggest playmaker on that field.
I know who you're talking about. They're number 2. He's
really
got a unique name. I can't remember what it is, but it's different.
Let's double check and make sure he didn't opt out.
Like Ojikoi or something. It's something like
that. But give me the Tigers, man. Down with the Tigers. Fun fact for listeners and watchers, keep Missouri on mind for next year because their schedule is pretty favorable given what the SEC schedule is going to be with Oklahoma and Texas on the schedule now. It's pretty favorable. I think they miss Alabama, Georgia, and I think they only have to play Oklahoma. I don't think they play Texas either. So Mike can make some noise next year, gunning for a playoff spot as we go to 12 teams next year. Keep moving though. Keep it New Year's 6. Peach Bowl out there in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We got Ole Miss of the SEC taking on Penn State, Big Ten. Penn State 4.5-point favorites. 48.5 is the over/under. Mississippi plus 170 on the money line. What's your thoughts on the Lions and the Rebels?
Ole Miss money line. I'm all on the Lane train.
Ole Miss money line, Lane.
Yeah. Matt Dart coming back. I mean, these guys are, they're not losing guys like everybody else. They're hitting the portal. They're going all in next year.
Yeah, they're loading up.
Yeah, I know those guys aren't playing in this game.
Yeah.
But they're not having the opt-outs a lot of these other teams are. Their defense is a little bit of suspect. Penn State's offense is not great. So I do think Ole Miss can score enough.
Hear that. I'm not going to go with the money line because I got to be that confident because of that defense. I did see against Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech looked like pretty damn good against them. But I feel good. I know the Penn State's defense is legit, but I know Manny Diaz is on his way to Duke now. Yep. So Penn State doesn't have their DC. I'm not sure about the opt-outs for Penn State. I haven't heard anything crazy. Not like I said, it's hard to keep up with these things nowadays. And then when you have 1,000 players in the transfer portal, which ends January 2nd. So hopefully I have 5 more days of this.
For whoever's left at this point.
Except for the bowl. I think the playoff teams, they get like an extra week to be able to announce. Or 2 weeks maybe, I guess, because of the national championship. But give me Ole Miss, 4.5. Then they're gunning for some momentum, 11-win season. They also one of those teams that have a little bit of a favorable schedule next year, going on first season, the SEC going to 16 teams. We'll see it, or divisionless. We'll see how it plays out. We'll keep it going. Mississippi Bowl out in Nashville. We got the Auburn Tigers taking on the Maryland Terrapins. I guess it didn't write it or type it. Auburn is a 7-point favorite in this game. 47 is over/under. Money line for Maryland is plus 215. What's your thoughts on the Terrapins and the Tigers?
Auburn has been atrocious all year. from quarterback play, that is. Maryland lost. Essentially, everybody knows it's to his brother. He decided to go ahead and go to the pros, which is mind-boggling.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to take the under. I don't think these teams can score 47 points. I'm not believers in their offense. Quarterback play is going to be suspect, like Auburn's has all year, and Tua's back up. Lord knows how many games he's played in. So give me the under.
And the 47.5. That's a good pick. I'm gonna go with Maryland. This is really nothing with football. This is just me being petty with Auburn. If you just had your one job and took care of Alabama, Florida State wouldn't be in the situation they are in presently right now. Oh God, fourth and what, 20?
4th and 31.
4th and 31. You allow a touchdown at the end of the game. Come on, Auburn. You're supposed to be making those kind of plays, not allowing them. So give me Maryland to cover +7. Not surely confident in the Terrapins, but I think they can keep the game within one score. At least I hope I do. All right, we'll keep moving forward as we go to the game of the year. We got the Orange Bowl, ACC champs, undefeated Florida State Seminoles, taking on number 6 Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia's 19-point favorite, biggest spread of the day so far. Over under is 44.5. FSU +800. Note on this game for my listeners: 40 opt-outs in this game between the two teams. I think FSU has 21, which includes not having their starting 2 quarterbacks, running back, both wide receivers, and a couple of defensive players. With that being said, what's your thoughts on that, Matt?
Go Dogs!
Go Dogs! You heard it first.
I think go cut the lights off. Florida State's lost too much to even, I think, be in the running. This game, with the quarterbacks, different story. Benson, different story. Your entire defense would be a different story. Georgia's got Beck back. So give me Beck. I mean, quarterback play means a lot. Do I think they cover? Yes, because I saw Glenn play in the ACC championship. So give me the cover. It's nothing to, if they had Tate, maybe I'd probably take the cover for Florida State. But Glenn, he looked like staring in the lights for the first time, and that was against Louisville.
Yeah. I'm really surprised. I'm pretty sure this is probably going to get to 21 by the time game time. Man, this has been a rough month for Florida State overall. National Recruiting Day didn't go as well as some of those was happening. We're still waiting on the transfer portal, see if when those quarterbacks do come to the FSU. Like I said earlier, they lost a lot, man. This isn't the same team. This is essentially almost the third string, if not scout team. So I'm gonna choose the Dogs. 19, it's a big spread. I think Georgia's part of. I think they don't even want to be there themselves, but they just have the more talent. Georgia's pretty much 3 deep, 4 or 5-star talent everywhere. They're gonna just overwhelm the Seminoles. Feel bad for Mike Norvell on a great season, but unless they shock the world somehow, get a de facto national championship. I would keep moving. Got a few more games left. Try to expedite this a little bit quicker. We got Arizona Bowl. We have Toledo taking on Wyoming. Wyoming's 3.5-point favorites. 44.5 is over under. Toledo at +147. Thoughts on the Rockets and the Cowboys?
Not a lot, to be honest. Give me Wyoming. I mean, I'm going to be – we wanted to be short. We wanted to be quicker. Give me Wyoming.
Yeah, I'm there with you. There's really not much to talk about this game. Big shout to Toledo, though. They did get me there was the last leg of a 9-team parlay I hit earlier in the year. In a 21-point comeback against North Illinois. So, other than that, though, I'm going with the Cowboys. I'm going to keep it rolling. Moving on to ReliaQuest Bowl. Wow, this is my computer. It's really stupid. Wisconsin take on LSU. LSU 10-point favorites. Over under is 55. Wisconsin plus 295. Note of this game, there's no Jalen Daniels as he's opt out, which is your Heisman Trophy winner for 2023. With that in mind, what's your thoughts on the Tigers and the Badgers? You're on mute.
Give me Wisconsin. I think, no Jaden Daniels is no offense for LSU. Doesn't matter. Their defense is atrocious. Wisconsin's offense isn't that great. That over under 55 looking it's biting me, but I'm going to take the cover for Wisconsin.
Cover for Wisconsin. Yeah, I think that's fair. Got over 55. That was a little tempting. I'm going to go with Wisconsin to cover also. I think 10 is just too much because the LSU defense is bad, and I think they have opt-out. They have some opt-outs. I'm not sure if the receivers opt-out. I'm pretty sure at least Neighbors did. But they can put up some points. It'll be a quick scoring game. But give me Wisconsin to cover. I think they keep it within 10. Moving to the Citrus Bowl, we have Iowa and Tennessee. Tennessee 6.5-point favorites. 35 is the over-under in this game. Iowa at plus 205 on the money line. What's thoughts on the Hawkeyes and the Volunteers?
Great defense versus I don't know how to pronounce that 5-star quarterback for Tennessee who's starting as a true freshman. Don't make me say it. I think Tennessee covers. Iowa, great defense, no offense. Sorry, my daughter wanted to chime in.
Good.
So give me Tennessee to cover that.
I'm gonna live on edge and go with the under 35.
Oh, wow!
I'm gonna live up and have this
living
game be
life on the edge for sure.
Be a 10-7 game. Hoping for it. Iowa does have a good defense, but their offense is atrocious. But I think they will keep Tennessee in check. Tennessee does have a decent offense, but it's nowhere near as elite as we remember last year with Hayden Hooker. I think Iowa shows up and enjoy the warm weather down there in Tampa. As we go to the Fiesta Bowl, number 7 Oregon 16.5-point favorites over the undefeated Liberty Flames. Over under 67 on Liberty plus 600. Shout out to Jamie Chadwell leaving Coastal, going to Liberty, and going to a New Year's Six game. With that being said, what's your thoughts on the Flames and the Ducks?
I'm going to be brave. Give me Liberty to cover that. Jamie's won me some money when he was at Coastal, so I'm going to have him believing in the cover there. Just that's it. I mean, Liberty doesn't really have a chance, but give me them.
I ain't be that, Bo. I'm gonna go with Oregon. I think they probably easily cover this one. I think Oregon, even with their second, third team, I think they'd be all right. I know this game really gonna come down to if they just want to show up or not, but I think their backups, one of the players that are looking for opportunity to play, be a good chance to have some tape, especially if they're trying to transfer for the NIL by that Monday or the Tuesday deadline. So give me the Ducks, 16.5. 2 games left. College football playoffs. Finally getting to them. Starting with the Rose Bowl out in L.A., we got the number 1 Michigan Wolverines, 1.5-point favorites over the Crimson Tide of Bama. 44.5 is over under. Bama plus 105. What's your thoughts on the Crimson Tide and the Wolverines?
You never go against Nick. I just don't trust Michigan's quarterback play at all. Yes, they beat Ohio State. That's not saying a lot. Just give me Alabama just to really make everybody angry. And I really want to hear what you have to say on this one.
Oh man. Well, my heart's telling me Michigan, but my pockets are telling me Roll Tide. Um, as bad as I don't want to choose Alabama, I'm not an idiot. Um, this is probably going to be this defense is still pretty good with Alabama, and kind of like harping on what you said, this quarterback play for Michigan is suspect unless they just go in their bag and do something they have never done all season. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball like they
Probably
have
not going to have time to do bowling tonight.
before. Oh, you're good. Give me the time, man. I think they're going to be able to handle it. And rumors of Nick Saban potentially maybe retire. Have to see. So I don't think he is, but I think that man is going to coach until he's in the grave.
Absolutely.
Give me the Tide. Try to go for their another national championship. All right. And with that being said, our final game of the night, the second playoff game in the Sugar Bowl down in New Orleans. We got number 2 Washington taking on Texas. Texas are a 4-point favorite. Over under 63.5. Washington plus 158. Quick thoughts on the Huskies in the
No, you're not playing.
Give me Washington to pull that off. I trust their defense. And then I don't know. Something just tells me Washington. Normally I would have taken Texas.
I'm there with you. We're going to go with Washington. They're my favorite to win the national championship at all because I don't like the other 3 teams. They're just biased. Plus, I do like Micah Penix. I think he's the best quarterback in the playoff. If you have the best quarterback, you usually have the best chance to win with that. So we're going to go back. Also, this is a little rival, too. This is Sark's former team.
That's right.
So we see if that brings some animosity towards it. With that being said, man, Matt, appreciate you. Know you might get some gaming in on the Switch. You throw down some Mario Party.
Trying to right now.
Get it rolling. Hope the garage is all right. All right, man. Take care, brother.
All right, man. Bye.
With that being said, this is the whole city high. I'm gonna let them rolling. I am gonna do a cap on kind of go over stuff. I'm gonna go over the Florida State lawsuit with the ACC over the grants of rights. If you haven't familiar or haven't been living on a rock in the sports side, Florida State's been trying to lead the ACC. They've been provoked about it all year. They finally filed a lawsuit to challenge that grants of rights. I think the lawsuit includes the suing of antitrust violations in addition to $130 million exit fee, which is the exit fee for a member of the ACC conference. This is also challenging to come to a resolution of its media rights of Florida State's home games, which includes that in total, the ballpark figures around $500 million. I think $540 million is the exact number. Florida State's been provoked about this for a while. They've been saying all season. If you've been following their social media, I think every game they've posted, they're the number 1 team with viewership. They're the number 1 brand that's still left. That's not in one of the big 2 conferences at this point. I know a lot of people point to the snub in the college football playoff as the reason why Florida State's leaving. No, this lawsuit was coming. I think the snub expedited the process to get everybody or anyone that was holding out for the lawsuit to jump on board, because now it's like, you go undefeated and win the Power 5 conference championship and still don't get in the playoff. It was pretty much a slap in the face. In addition to that, Florida State kind of like, just carrying the torch along with Clemson. I think other schools are kind of jumping on board. I think the Fab 7, which I believe are Florida State, Miami, Clemson, North Carolina, NC State, and Louisville, Virginia, and Virginia Tech. I guess we're seeing the remaining. This is going to be a process. I'm not sure how long this is going to last or how long it's going to take. I'm assuming probably at least a year. I'd be surprised if it's sooner because whatever the ruling in the court, which this lawsuit was filed in Florida, and the judge has FSU ties. So would think that once the ACC, which they said they will fight it, file their suit, I think they're going to have like two different rulings in two different states, which I'm pretty sure the Supreme Court will probably hear this eventually. I don't know how this is going to swing. It's kind of just more of a wait and see. If I had to call it, I think they probably will try to sell it out of court and agree with a number. I don't think that number is going to be $500 million. I think it might probably be not a lot lower. I'm thinking 250 or 3 probably. Obviously, the ACC does not want to lose Florida State because that's a big market share of their money, and it would take a massive hit in addition to some of the other programs that are trying to opt out too. So they're going to fight this. Quick thoughts on this. A quick history, not thoughts. People are wondering like why FSU. Well, this goes way back from 2013 NCAA versus Austin, where I think 2020 or 2019 the ruling was, where they found that the NCAA violated the Sherman Act and kind of capped the ability for students or student athletes to be able to have compensation outside of educational costs. And also, this is kind of like finally shutting down NCAA versus the Board of Regents of the University of Oklahoma back in 1984, which was a challenge of preserving amateurism in sports. Big difference now with that, for people that don't pay attention or not heavily involved in college football, is that college football is a $1 billion sport, man. So it's crazy to see that eventually, I think the ruling, especially in the language, I know Judge Brett Kavanaugh has been probably the most vocal of all the Supreme Court judges, and when they did vote against Austin, it was 9-0. So it was unanimous. It wasn't even close. But I know Kavanaugh was pretty strong about saying that this whole business model just doesn't seem full, that your biggest asset is left out of any revenue. I think eventually we can see the writing on the wall that eventually these schools are going to have to pay these players, and the disparity of revenue with the ACC versus the Big Ten and the SEC, where those conferences are making $2 billion plus, but the ACC is just a little over $1 billion, which means each school in the SEC and the Big Ten are probably making almost 40 or 50 million, and that number, 40 or 50 million more than the schools in the ACC, and Florida State's just complaining that, hey, man, that revenue gap is just not going to allow us to be uncompetitive. And with the playoff snub and the chairman of the ACC voting against expanding the playoffs this season as opposed to next year, I think it was just the motivation to, hey, we're done. Pretty much the lower schools in this conference don't want to be competitive or not trying to be competitive in the number one sport. And adding, Cal, Stanford, and SMU is not going to heighten that conference's profile. They've been too passive. And here we are. Just like everybody else, it's going to be a waiting game. We're just going to have to wait and see how it goes. But with that being said, thank you for listening to Whole City High. Appreciate Matt coming through along with the little kid. I hope everybody had a good and Merry Christmas and get ready for the new year. Please be safe. Please don't do nothing reckless. If you're listening to us, we do care for the people. I am going to do a pod that's going to gear to when I'm going to take over the off season. That's not going to be sports related. So please stay tuned. I'm going to have some drops of knowledge with that, as I have some interviews. So I have Tales of the City, which will be some stories about people in the Charleston community and some other tidbits. With that being said, please, if you're listening to me on the audio side, please hit that follow button on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. If on the streaming side, I'm going to be streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Hopefully, I'm trying to get on Instagram too. Once I figure out the screen key and all that stuff. But with that being said, I am Nappy Nick, and this is the Host City High Podcast. Be outside. See ya. Be blessed.